Hello everyone, this is the fastest 3x3 door. This is a collaboration between SacredRedstone and I. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Check it out. So this door closes instantly, takes 6 game ticks to open, and then an additional 3 game ticks to hide away a piston there, as you can see. So let's take a look at it in slow motion. So I'm using the game speed mod for this. It's a mod by Game For You, and I'll link his video about it and his channel in the description. So if you want to use this mod, it's not just a thick speed mod, but it also fixes piston animations and stuff. So it's definitely worth checking out. So as you can see, there is really no reset time at all. As soon as it's done closing, it can start opening again, and vice versa. Alright. So, I'm gonna show you how to build this, but before we get started on that, I want to show you a couple circuits that this door uses. These circuits were made by Sydney, Game For You, Relp and I, when we were working on a different project. So let's start with this one. It's sort of an ABI gate for zerotic pulses. So it can reverse the order of the zerotic pulses each time it activates. So basically it takes a zerotic pulse as an input, and it will first send a pulse here to this piston, pushing that out, and then next up a zerotic pulse here, so it'll push that up. And then next time you activate it, the order is reversed, so it'll first pull that down and then pull that in. And this is what that looks like. And there are smaller designs for this. I know Deco has a very small one. He uses enough 4x4. I'm not sure if that one also resets as fast. And I think Sydney and I built one as well, which is I think only like half the size, but it's locational, so it's not as good. These two things are both not locational, so fully reliable. So what this one is similar to that one, but instead of 2 pistons, you can have 3 pistons here. So that's what that looks like. And the basic idea behind these circuits is you have some zero-tick repeaters that power each other. So if you activate, for example, this one first, then it will generate a pulse and then activate this zero-tick repeater, which will generate another pulse and power this one. And then we have a couple toggles here to make sure that it goes in the correct order and doesn't mess up. So the door then uses 2 of these. Let's call them ABC CBA circuits, and this one is an ABA circuit then. So the door uses 2 of that one and 1 of that one, and that is like 95% of the wiring. So it's actually, the door wasn't too difficult to wire up once we had these 2 circuits, and yeah, I suppose we can get started with the tutorial. So let's start off with the layout. So I have 3 pistons at the bottom, and then 2 more pistons right there, and 2 pistons above that, 2 more pistons over here, and a couple pistons like this, 3 more pistons along the top and 1 piston along the side here. So that is the layout. So then to start off the wiring, what we're first going to do is build this ABBA circuit. So you want to place the piston here, and then 3 blocks over another piston, and 2 more pistons like this. So these are your 2 zero-tick repeaters. You want to build 4 slabs like this, 4 blocks like this, torches down there, dust all the way over here, 2 more pistons, a block right there, and you have to redirect these. So I chose to do that with the texture rails. You can do that with trap chests, pressure plates, tripwire hooks. It just has to redirect the dust so that it doesn't point into any of these blocks. Then blocks like this, and on this side something similar. And dust all the way like that. So this is basically the ABBA complete. Let's actually complete it. We need some normal pistons as well. Let's face that one this way. Actually, let's not do that. Alright, so this ABBA circuit will control that piston and this piston, and at the same time it will also control this piston and also this piston when it's pushed into here. So let's wire that up. So this is already wired up nicely, and we can bring the circuit up. This needs to be a hopper for later, and then it goes up, and up like so, and it needs to be redirected. Then on this side it goes down like this, a slab over here, slab over here, 2 blocks, another block up there to cut off this signal, and then the dust goes like this. And then as you can see, this is actually butting that piston, so we have an updater. And actually this wire will also be used to power this piston right here. And that is an issue because now this dust both powers this one and it buds this one. And because the node block is an instant updater, this will be completely locational. So we have to solve that somehow. And the way we do that is by powering this updater at the right time. So we do that with a wire from the input. And it doesn't matter that this is directly hooked up to the lever. It doesn't matter if this repeater has a 1 game tick or 2 game tick delay. So, right, so now we have to hook up this line to the piston above. Actually, it's that piston, not that one, so yeah, that's that. And we can actually test this, so we have to redirect that dust right there so that we can have a block here. And now we just build a quick zero-tick monostable so we can test if the circuit works. So let's actually not connect it up to this right here because it's not in the correct position. Right, so that should be correct, I believe. Yep, that's working correctly. So it first pulsed this piston, pushing the block up, and then that one pushed the piston in place. So now we need to power that piston, and that will reset it. So every time if something breaks in the door and you have to reset it manually, you'll have to remember that that block has to be right here in this position when the door is opened. So let's connect this again, and then we can continue with building the the ABC CBA. If that's an ABBA, it's ABC CBA. Yeah, let's build that. Alright, so to do that, we need this right here, then that, and this. And the reason I started with that is because that's how I remember where to build it. So there we go. This is first repeater, the second one is down there, and the last one right there. Pistons like this. So let's see, also a block right there. And right, let's continue with this part. This needs to be a slab. There we go. And you need a note block actually over here. So then we have our first toggle over here. That one has to be up, and it also has to be redirected, so that's what we use that observer for. And we need a comparator with an output of 4. That is 4, so let's copy this furnace and place that over there. So 11 snowballs or eggs or ender pearls or however many normal items you have. Just make sure that you can see right there the output signal is 4. And you can also place these comparators here, like so. This one also has to be redirected, because there's going to be a toggle here, and this one has to be down. So that is going to be powered by that dust, and on this side by this dust. So we're going to update that with a rail, and on this side the rail needs to be over here, and that actually means this has to be a slab. So next we need a comparator here as well, with I believe also an output strength of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. And on this side, the output strength, let's see if I remember. I think it had to be 11. So we need to burn some wood. There we go. That's an output strength of 11. And then we need a slab over here. And it thus goes up like that. And an updater piston right here. Then on this side, a repeater, and we're gonna lock it with a comparator right here. You can just put any old item in there, doesn't matter. And then you can also bring that up like so. And then we have a toggle over here. So that has to be retracted. And you need a toggle right here, which has to be extended. Let's see. So now we have to connect this up to some pistons. And the pistons, it is going to control our this one right here. Then also this piston when it's in the wall. And this piston right here when it's in the floor. So this will connect up like this. No, that's not correct. Let's have a look here. Oh, it actually travels down. Makes sense. There we go. And this one has to go all the way over here. Make sure that doesn't connect. And it has to end up right over there, so let's see how exactly this goes. I haven't quite memorized it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, then up like that. Okay. Make sure it doesn't connect either. So that is that wire. And let me check if that's everything for this one. That one has to be up, that one has to be down. This block has to be extended. That one has to be retracted. And I think that's everything. So let's try this out. Right, that didn't activate as it should have. Right, let me debug this real quick. Right, so it turns out I just powered the wrong side. If you also tested it, make sure that you re-extended that block, and then it should work this time. And nope, it's not working. Don't forget this up here. Okay. Make sure that is retracted, that is retracted, that is up, and that piston is also, or that block is also extended. Then it should work. Right. That's not correct. Okay, so this toggle is not working. Right. That block has to be a slab as well. There you go. Alright. So let's remove this updater. Place that piston there. Let's see, we're gonna power that side first, so that is going to be this one. Right, so then also place a piston there, and then we can test if it's fully working. Yep, see, it extended all 3 blocks and retracted them. Right, place the node block back, block, piston there, remove that piston. Right, so that is the first one. Then the second one. So that one starts right here. Yep. And we need updater rails right here. And before I forget, we need obsidian here and here. That is important. Right, so the second one is 3 blocks over, 1 down. And then the next one is 1 block up and 3 blocks over again. There we go. So again, this one will have to be a slab. Then the signal goes up to over here to a node block. Then the toggle piston, which will be right here. And then a signal will go over like this. And you need some more updater rails for that piston. Here we can have to update a rail down there. And signal travels up like so. Right, sorry about the cut there. Right, actually this has to be a normal piston. So then we can start placing our comparators again for right here. So this one actually has to be an output strength of 6. Oh, and I forgot to redirect this. So that's a shovel here, and then 2 more blocks. Here then, we need a hopper. And 1 shovel and 2 items. And over here, it's the same thing. And actually, that one there has to be redirected by a repeater. So then to continue, over here we need a signal strength of 15. Oh, it's actually on the wrong side. It has to be right here. And it has to be a hopper. So full signal strength, so either 5 shovels or just fill it up completely. Then over here, we need another signal strength of 15, so let's speed this up a little bit. And fill the other 2 spots with items or shovels as well. And this comparator only needs an output strength of 4, so that's about 11 snowballs. Right, so then the signal here travels from here up onto this block. Do not forget this updater. And then the signal travels on... Alright, yeah. So place the block there before I activate the whole thing. And the signal travels all the way over here. Then 2 slabs, 2 blocks, another slab, a block and another slab. And cut that off. So that's the middle one. And this one. Need a slab over here. And it just runs across like that. And it runs across like this. And then place an updater right here. Like so. And actually make that a slab as well, because we are going to have a piston over there. And then another piston right there. No, it doesn't seem right. Right. That observer is for later. So that's the toggle piston here, and we need a block there. Let's see, that's that one, and this one. So this one should be complete, except for the toggle right here. So again, we need some updater rails. That block has to be retracted. Right, I believe that's it. So again, we can test it with some 0-tick pulses. And to this one as well. Right, so what this one should do is retract that block, push that in and push that piston in as well, and then the reverse the next time it activates. So let's see if we made a mistake. It appears to work. That's good. The toggles have correctly toggled as well, and it failed right there. Alright, let's see what happened. Again, we have to reset the toggles here. I'll debug this and I'll come back to you. Alright, so before we're gonna test it again, make sure that one is retracted, as is that block, and then this block has to be extended, and that block as well. And then what you want to do is bring that up like this. And hopefully that will have fixed the issue. There we go. So let's test this again with pistons in place, so it swaps them correctly. There we go. And now we can get rid of this. And now all we need to do is the control wiring. So I had actually put the lever in the wrong spot, so let's fix that quickly. It has to be right here. Whoa, why am I lagging this much? Right, it seems to have fixed itself. Alright, so then build up a slab tower like this. And then you want to bring the signal up like this. And the piston, sticky piston with a block. 2 repeaters, or that's 3. I can count, I swear. A comparator here, and chest. With a single item in it. So that will power these dusts right here. And that is going to be this is going to be a 0-tick monostable. Oops. So we're going to have dust right there, but we need to make sure it's redirected. Like so. Then a slab here. Cut that off as well, and then a signal like this. So that is going to power this top ABC CBA circuit, which will retract this and put the door in that position. So after that, we want to power the ABBA circuit so that we can push this out and push that out as well. And after that, we power the bottom ABC CBA circuit, which would push everything out like this. And then we hook up the rest of the single pistons to this ABB A circuit as well. And that is basically how this door works. Alright, let's start off with hooking up these single piston extenders. So this butts that piston, which means we have to update it. And then it'll also carry the signal up over here. And I accidentally powered it. It should be fine. Alright, so the signal goes up over here. Doesn't really matter that it's connecting there. It matters that it connects here because it's redirecting this dust. Alright, so we need another updater here, and a block there. And to fix this, we're gonna send a zerotic pulse to that piston. Alright, so that should be all the single piston extenders. Then from here, we want a signal to down here, powering this piston. And this is a zero-tick pulse extender again, or not really pulse extender, but like a repeater. So we need a furnace here with an output strength of 13. So we need about 38 items. Right, let's speed that up. And then place this repeater back again. Power it and quickly replace that comparator. So then the signal travels down and over all the way to there. And we need one updater piston as well to update this one. So that should connect that top ABCCBA to the ABBA. And we have to as well toggle this to make sure it doesn't power when we don't want it to. So next up, we need to connect this ABBA to the bottom ABCCBA. So what we're going to do is have a piston and a sticky piston and a block, I should say. Then we want to redirect that. Place this on a slab. And then the signal travels around like this. And then we need a hopper and an observer right there. And this one has to be a slab right here. And then we need another updater piston. And we need a non-solid block, like glass, for example. So that connects the ABBA to the ABCCBA, like this, and we have to redirect this with, for example, a tripwire hook. And that should already be the entire closing, but I'm not going to test it just yet. I'm first gonna wire up the opening as well. So we need this node block right here, then a sticky piston and a block that's out right there. Torch on top of a slab. Then actually this one needs to be a slab as well. And actually this one too. Then there are two sticky pistons, and we need something to redirect this dust. And this is going to be powered through here. And I messed it up. Alright, so that has to be up. And this piston has to be extended. Alright, then we need a glass block here and a normal piston. And a couple blocks like this, and a dust right there. So this is another zero-tick monostable, but it's a falling edge, so when this piston retracts the block, the signal will be uncut, and that piston will be powered, which then uncuts another signal, which pushes, powers this piston and pushes the block back up, which unpowers the piston. And we need the signal to travel all the way up. To right here. So that is going to power this block, which powers a sticky piston, which in turn will power and butt that piston, and then the node block serves as an updater. And then we unpower this with this dust right here. That is going to push the block back. Right, and we need one more thing for the opening. That is this normal piston. There's actually glass there, a block there, and then more glass. And a piston here. And a comparator pointing into the glass. And a furnace with a single item. Then we need an updater. So let's break into this and place it right there. So that means we need to redirect this with a tripwire hook. Alright, last bits and pieces. That has to be a slab. and a slab up here. Then over here, a redstone block. And that is to be powered by this line. Then I made this a sticky piston. It has to be a normal piston. And you want a sticky piston there. I also spotted a different mistake. This block was a solid block, it has to be a slab. And that signal has to be cut off. And let's see, I think that's about everything. Okay, this needs to be 2 shovels. And before we test it, let's check all the toggles. That one has to be down, one has to be up, retracted, extended. And retracted, extended, retracted, extended, and this block has to be there. Okay, let's give this a go. Let's check the toggles again. Up, down, extended, retracted. Block has switched. And down, up, retracted, extended. Alright, cool. That then is the 3x3 complete. Sorry for the rough tutorial. I forgot a couple things, made a couple mistakes, but we got there in the end. I hope it works for you as well. And if not, then leave a comment and I'll try to help out. But that's it for today. I'll see you next time.